is the ACC on ESPN, and tonight's game is presented by Allstate. We're just a few miles from our nation's capital, inside the Comcast Center in College Park, Maryland. The Blackbirds of LIU Brooklyn are set to take on the Maryland Terrapins. Very pleasant good evening, everybody. I'm Dave Weekley. Happy to be alongside former Boston University point guard Glenn Consor. Glenn, interesting matchup tonight. University of Maryland, young, talented. They've really upped the tempo inside their program. LIU Brooklyn will start 4 seniors tonight. They've won back-to-back Northeast Conference titles.
Yeah, they're a very good basketball team. They like to play in transition, run it up and down, but no team in the nation has had more of an impactful, radical makeover as the University of Maryland. They're big, strong, 6 newcomers that will be impactful in the ACC.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our one-on-one matchup tonight.
Well, everybody in the country is buzzing about Alex Len, who will be one of the most improved players in the nation. 23 points, 12 rebounds, 4 blocks opening night against the University of Kentucky. Everybody was talking about the Kentucky players. They ended up talking about Alex Len, 7 feet, could step out, shoot threes, great touch around the basket. Julian Boyd leads LIU. He's a special player. The NEC Player of the Year, he could step out and shoot threes at 6'7", shoots 43% from 3, terrific inside game, and he runs the floor like a guard.
Let's take a look at our starting lineups for the game tonight. LIU Brooklyn, Jason Brickman will run the point. Garner, Thompson, Olasaware, and Boyd, the other 5 for the Blackbirds. For Maryland, Howard is at the point, Faust at the shooting guard, Des Wells, Padgett, and Alex Len, who's played so well in the first 2 games for the Terps. Jeff Clark, Bob Testa, and Tim Ebersol are trio of officials tonight. Maryland in their familiar white uniforms, LIU Brooklyn in their black uniforms trimmed in white, and the Terps control the tackle.
Straight man-to-man.
LIU Brooklyn's going to go primarily with a man-to-man all night long. Len controls it. Kicks it back out. Wells lost control, and that's a turnover. Glenn, against Morehead State, Maryland had 20 turnovers in that game.
Yeah,
Mark Turgeon's got to be concerned about that.
He was concerned about it, and not the way you want to start off a game, especially when you're playing at home. You want to pour it on. But once they establish Alex Len inside, this game's going to change.
The runner in the lane is up and good. Olasaware gets off early. He's got 2.
He's a terrific player. Part of the leading, returning, scoring duo in the nation, Olasaware and, of course, Julian Boyd, who we just talked about in the open. And I tell you what, if LIU, Dave, if they could rebound this game, you know, it's going to be real interesting. That's going to be the key. Just getting it in the glass, off the glass. Look at Julian Boyd, moves so nicely to the ball. Excellent pass inside.
Yeah, Brickman with a little give and go to Boyd. So the 2 top scorers for LIU are in the books early, and the Blackbirds have a quick 4-0 lead. Wells wants to go to work on the low block. Nice pass across the lane. Up and in for Len.
See, Des Wells attracts so much attention, and he's such a good passer. There will be no more of an impactful transfer in the ACC this year than Des Wells, because he could finish, he could step out, a great defender.
Olasaware from up top. Back iron, no good. Wells the board.
See how Wells played him? He baited him. Gave him a lot of room. That's a terrific job defensively. Good call by the official.
Offensive foul.
LIU did a good job of stepping into the passing lane, way outside the restricted arc area, and that's what LIU is going to have to do. You know, teams that run don't like to get run on. So Maryland's going to try to run on LIU. It's going to be the other way around. The key this game, maybe for both teams, is going to be transition defense.
Boy, Faust is so quick off the dribble. 3 on the way from the top.
Nice.
Up and good. Drained in by Brandon Thompson.
He's the shooter. He's the designated shooter. He's the guy that could stretch the defense that they will look for. Really the only 3-point shooter out there for LIU.
Got a foul away from the ball. And this is going to go on Olasaware. Mark Turgeon in his 2nd season. He's won everywhere he's been. Jacksonville State, Wichita State, and he has really put some nice recruiting classes together here for the Terps.
He certainly has. Talk about a makeover. This team has so many different newcomers on this team, and the bench is so deep for Maryland.
Padgett couldn't hit. We got a foul inside, and this is going to go on the freshman E.J. Reed from Mesquite, Texas.
Alex Len looks like a varsity player going up against JV players against the LIU team, who's so much smaller. I mean, 6'7" to Alex Len almost looks like they're 5'6". He's gotten a lot stronger. He's put on 30 pounds of muscle, and it's really helped his ability to finish. Last year, the games that I did with the University of Maryland, they struggled finishing. But the big difference with Alex Len this year, with his improvement, is not just the muscle. You know what it is? He speaks the language now.
Yes.
And now he's been able to interpret things, and it's helped his game.
Len with 2 free throws and the steal. Foul stepped into the passing lane, and he brings it into the front court. Len, you think for a big guy, wouldn't be able to shoot free throws. He's now 10 of 12 on the year, and we've got a foul inside. And this one looks like it's going to go against Reed, so that'll be 2 quick ones.
I'm really looking forward to seeing the bench play of University of Maryland with guys like Layman and Charles Mitchell, the freshman, who is a terrific rebounder. They're just loaded, Maryland.
Khalil Murphy comes into the game for LIU Brooklyn. 3 on the way. No good, and will stay at this end. Jack Perry is in his first season on the bench, 7 years in this program, and when Jim Ferry went to Duquesne, Jack Perry took over.
And then they're going to hire Walter Berry in about 10 years to keep up with the Erie rhymes. Tell you what, LIU's doing a nice job putting the ball pressure out there, and it's interesting what they're doing is switching everything out top. Very small backcourt LIU has. That's what happens when you drive to the basket. It pulls away one of the defenders, and Alex Len or a Wells or a Padgett can clean up.
So Len's off to another quick start, and the Terps are back to within a point. That was a big 3 hit by Thompson a moment ago. He started the year 1 of 10 from outside the arc. Brickman in traffic, loose ball. Faust.
Well, Alex Len just has a great feel now for offensive rebounds. His footwork has improved. You start penetrating on Maryland and attracting defenders. Len, Wells, and Padgett can clean it up, and they got a host of guys on the bench as well that could also clean it up.
So Boyd's charged with a foul. That's his first. And Howard brings it into the front court. Howard did not shoot the ball in Maryland's last game. How about Len again?
Over the top. Good angle on that pass from Wells.
Len's got 8. And the Terps have the lead. Olasaware in traffic. Len got a piece of that. And he got a piece of that. And finally, Olasaware doing some heavy lifting inside, earns the 2 at the free throw line.
That was just a terrific job by Len, Dave. He stayed on his feet. Look how he waited. He waited. His jumping has gotten quicker. He waits here. Now, Olasaware does a good job. You know why? He leans in with the shoulder. He goes, you know what? I'm not challenging this guy anymore. I'm going to go into his chest. And he picks up the foul. Olasaware is a big-time power forward, someone who dominates the NEC.
Misses the free throw. 1 more to come. Olasaware should be used to the free throw line. He's shot more free throws the first week of the season than anybody in the nation. LIU gets to the line an amazing amount of time.
How about this? This is an amazing stat. You're right, Dave. 19 free throws attempts against Moorhead, 12 against Lafayette. I mean, you talk about a guy who's got an innate knack of getting fouled. You love guys like that.
Long 3 ball on the way, would not go down.
Wow, with a rebound like that as well. Love guys that get long rebounds like that.
DJ Griggs misfires on the 3. Jarrell Martin also in the lineup for LIU Brooklyn. 3 on the way from Faust.
Boy, so many weapons from Maryland. Nick Faust, when he gets it going and his outside shot is accurate, he could do so many things. He could play the 1 a little bit as well.
Loose ball, and that is going to be a foul on Olasaware. 15:37 to go in our first half. The Terps at home. Alex Len has got 8. of Maryland's first 11 points. Maryland has got an early 11-7 lead on LIU Brooklyn. And anytime you talk about LIU, you have to reference one of the giants in the game, Claire B.
Well, the legendary Claire B, who has been such an innovator to zone defenses, and actually the 3-second rule he also incorporated.
Right. And
Claire B in 1978, when he was getting very old and sick, I was at his house, Dave. And he was talking about, because he was affiliated with a basketball camp at the time, and he wanted to know what we were teaching the kids. Loved the game, and LIU Brooklyn, you know, what a history it's been there as well. NIT, which was a big deal from 1939, really up to the 50s, they dominated college basketball at LIU.
Yeah, you saw Claire B won those NIT championships in 39 and 41, basically invented the 1-3-1 zone defense, also instrumental in the development of the fast break. Here's Wells inside.
Well, that's what he can do. See, Wells can face up, take you off the bounce, and also post up inside. Tough matchup. He's a linebacker in a basketball uniform.
Straightaway shot won't go for Boyd. And the rebound by Charles Mitchell. And Mitchell's a freshman who's been mixing it up in limited minutes in the first two games. He has played big on the board for the Terps.
Yeah, Charles Mitchell, by the way, number 0 in your screen, is the first freshman since Buck Williams to get over 10 rebounds in the debut game. So Charles Mitchell is just all over the place, a monster rebounder. Des Wells not only can score inside, but he just uses his body so well, makes himself big and wide. Look at that. Big backside, keeps the defense away. And the great thing about where he caught that ball, close to the basket.
Shaq Clear, number 44, is also checked in for Maryland. So it just gives you a little bit of the indication of the talent that's in this program there. Here's Boyd from the top. Can't find the range. Rebound by Martin, and the shot is up and good.
Yeah, see, Boyd moved so well without the ball. He missed the shot. Rebound came to LIU. He moved to the open spot.
That basket ended an 11-0 Terps run. Seth Allen, the freshman, is checked in number 4. Lehman down the lane. And that's going to be an offensive foul.
Yeah, Lehman is a big time recruit. Very fortunate to get him. Put the ball on the floor. You talk about a guy 6'9", could handle the ball and he could shoot it. Incredible athlete is Jake Lehman. That time he was somewhat predictable, still making the adjustment to the college game.
Brickman. Drive right down the baseline. Tough luck shot for Griggs. Got all the way to the goal and couldn't score it. Here's Wells. Wells looking to be more offensive-minded tonight, and he puts it up and in off the window.
Well, he's got to be offensive-minded when you have a 5'8" guard on him. You know, he went right at him. Nothing fancy, just bulldozer mentality, just pulled him in.
Griggs will set it up. LIU Brooklyn going to the bench a little bit early here in the first half. Their starters have been playing heavy minutes early on. 3 on the way, back iron, no good. And Des Wells comes out of there with the basketball for Maryland. Long pass ahead to Lehman.
Seth Allen is another big-time recruit that could do so many things with the basketball. He's like more of a combo guard right now, but you wait and see how many minutes that young man's going to play once ACC season begins.
Yeah, they really like his ability to pass the basketball. Kind of a question mark defensively right now. Driving down the lane, up and in, it's Julian Boyd.
Yeah, see, I think Julian Boyd, even though he's going up against a big front line, he's got to take it to the basket. Stay away from that three-point game.
LIU Brooklyn hanging in. And here's the turnover.
Good defense.
Lots of contact, no call. And a block by Mitchell, a huge block. Here's Wells, 2-on-1. To the bucket, 2 more for Maryland.
Let me tell you something about Des Wells, folks. He is an elite finisher. He's as good of a finisher around the basket as anyone in the nation. That's what he does. In transition, one of the top 5 players in the country.
Boyd in traffic down the lane. And we got a jump ball, a held ball situation, and the arrow will stay on this end.
Yeah, see, that play was not there. He's trying to split 2 guys. You can't go around the back when 2 guys are standing there like that. Look at the block. Terrific block and good push, and there's Des. Straight up. Just knows how to use that glass, under control. Nothing fancy, but explosive.
All right, Jack Perry senses the moment. He's got E.J. Reed back in the game with 2 personal fouls. And Brickman is fouled as he tries to turn the corner on Seth Allen.
Brickman is a joy to watch. Not a good passer, a great passer. Mark Turgeon knows it as well. And you want to put pressure. You want to try to wear guys like that out. Just knows how to find people. Look at that little dish back pass.
Boyd nearly was able to hang that shot in there, but bounced out of bounds off the baseline, and now Maryland's got it back.
Brickman, by the way, is the second in the nation in returning assist man. And he is just a great passer, great vision, anticipation. You always think about anticipation on defense. He's got it on the offensive end.
Spinning in traffic. Shot wouldn't go for Mitchell, but the follows up and in. So Clear with a hammer on the follow.
Boy, Maryland can really go big.
Reed is rejected by Mitchell.
All of a sudden, in the ACC, Maryland, within 1 year, with that radical makeover, is one of the biggest teams in the nation.
Terps with their largest lead, 19-11. Clear out for Clear. Maryland's version of the Shack. College basketball on ESPN3 tonight, presented by Allstate. Maryland has their largest lead, 19-11 on LIU Brooklyn, and Des Walls is off to a good start.
He certainly is. He's really shown he can do everything. Nice pass inside, then the post-up move, and then this is where he excels. In transition, an elite finisher on the break.
Well, Des Walls, if you're not familiar with his story, he was dismissed from the Xavier basketball team, expelled from Xavier University for a crime that was never prosecuted.
Unjustly dismissed.
And he has been, the NCAA allowed him to be eligible immediately, and it's a huge, huge get for the Terps. From the top, Brandon Thompson can't knock down the shot. All the way to the basket on the drive. Will not go for Allen. And the rebound hammered home by Clear. He's off to a great start off the bench.
That is a man rebound and man dunk. Just pure power.
Olasaware wants to get busy, goes into the paint and scores. That's a tough shot.
Olasaware is he's a warrior. I mean, he's not going to let this game go by him. He's going to battle, and he's going to use his body very strong and quick.
This LIU Brooklyn team could easily be 2-0 as opposed to 0-2. They had a 3 in their opener in Brooklyn against Morehead State go off the rim at the buzzer, and they took Lafayette to overtime before losing.
And these games against the Marylands and the Kentuckys helped them. Nice steal by Brickman. Look at his pass.
Mitchell with a little bit too much ball handling there.
What a great pass from Brickman.
And Lehman with a great block.
That's a full court rope pass. Very rare to see.
Aaron Hall gives it up. 3 on the way. And we've got a foul inside that's going to go against Mitchell, pushing off.
Olasaware does a nice job. Look how he uses his body. Draws the contact, gets the hit first. Good eye contact with the rim. Good finish.
Clear gets the foul.
But I loved that pass from Brickman. Loved it.
Oh, he's a great passer. And, you know, he's about 10 feet away from us right now, Glenn. LIU Brooklyn lists him at 6 feet.
I think that's generous.
I think that's very, very optimistic.
Which puts me about 6'9".
Griggs with a bucket for the Blackbirds.
Seth Allen drawing that double team. He's got to get rid of it. Yeah, it's 5 seconds. No, timeout.
Timeout for the Terps.
30-second timeout. Called by the Terps.
LIU doing a nice job. You know what I like what LIU's doing this game? They're not just relying on perimeter shots. They're going to the basket. And that's a good thing. You know, you want to challenge the big boys. You don't want to just pull back. It's very easy for them right now just to play the perimeter game, but they're not doing it. They're attacking. They're trying to go inside.
Top returning scoring duos from last season, Boyd and Olasaware, right there at the top.
Yeah, both of those guys, man, they could really, it's 6-7 bookend scorers. You know, Boyd is more the step-out guy. Olasaware does his damage inside. But they're unique because they're both 6'7" with specialties, but they both run the floor. Now LIU playing that 3-2 zone.
Len, watch him move that ball around. 3 on the way from the wing, knocks it in. Logan Aaronholt.
Specialist, 3-point shooter.
Transfer from Albany.
Yep. And he is a dead-eye shooter. A great game for him to get a lot of minutes, too, because gets his game rhythm up.
Garner with a quick miss. When Garner and Brickman are on the court at the same time, LIU Brooklyn is essentially playing with 2 point guards.
Yeah, they're playing with 2 point guards. And you look at their guards right now, no one's standing over 6 feet. And it's 3 guys. Nice split.
Pass inside. Paget will head to the line for 2.
Aaronholt is a dead-eye shooter. This is where they're going to use him in the ACC. The ball is swung around, good ball movement, creates open shots. Dead-eye. By the way, he has never, in any course he's taken in college, had less than an A- on a grade.
Wow, that's
never.
Impressive.
Can you tell me that, Dave, about your grades in college?
No, not at all.
Interesting.
Paget with 1 free throw, and Garner was charged with a foul.
Never had less than an A-. Could you imagine? How do you spell A-?
His dad, of course, longtime high school basketball coach there in Zanesville, Ohio. One more for Paget.
Tell you what, Seth Allen and
Padgett gets the roll. You know, when they played Kentucky at the Barclays Center last week, that was a real homecoming for him. He went to Lincoln High School in the city, won an unprecedented 4 consecutive New York City championships right down the lane. Olasaware.
Well, Lincoln High School is historic in Brooklyn. It's where Marbury and Telfair all played their high school games.
Olasaware has 8 points early. Here's Lynn, give and go, Faust, and that's going to be an offensive foul.
Nice job. Look at Olasaware, man. You talk about a guy.
Well, they draw fouls, don't they?
He just knows how to play, Olasaware. You know, his team won the high school championship. Ooh, that looked like the back of his heels might have been stepping on that line, and that was close. Either way, that was close. But he got there, but the whole key was the restricted arch area was his back heels by the line, and they might want to review it. No?
That's 2 fouls on Faust.
Coach Turgeon's talking to the officials right now saying, wait a second, that one was close.
Oh, I think they're going to change the call.
Yeah, they changed the call. Yeah, had to, because if you looked at his heels, Olasaware's heels, the back heels were on that restricted line area.
So Faust now has only 1 foul, and instead will go to the line for 2.
See, watch Olasaware. See his heels, back heels on the restricted. They were about an inch away. See, if his shoe size was not a 15, like an 11, he would have been fine.
Faust has another free throw coming. Well, you know, just going into ACC play, this Maryland team is going to have to find a way to make some jump shots. I mean, they're big inside, and they run to the basket, and they drop to the basket very well. But they need Faust, and they need Des Wells to knock down some jump shots.
Yeah, and Pishon Howard as well. Seth Allen, by the way, could also make shots. But they're so big.
Nearly a steal. How big a call was that for LIU Brooklyn? Now Olasaware's got 3 personal fouls. Jumper off the baseline, short side rim, no good. Howard back in the game, comes out of there with it. Howard still hasn't taken a shot since the first game against Kentucky.
Tell you one thing, if Seth Allen continues to play like he has, he's going to push for Pishon Howard's playing time.
Murphy, nice feed inside, reverse layup up and good for Garner.
I love Brickman, man. I love what he does. You know, he just sees the floor, and his passes are so accurate. You see where he threw that pass? No momentum was taken away from the scorer. It led him beautifully. His passes are right on the money.
Aaron Hall barely touches iron with that one. LIU Brooklyn trying to get a little closer here. Here's Brickman in traffic. Now he can make that 3-point shot. Boyd may have gotten away with a travel, a runner, and it goes for him.
How about that little floater over the 7-footer, Alex Len? Didn't want to go in and challenge him because he knows what's there, but he pulled up nicely.
Well, Howard has really gone through a lot of injury problems. Sends that one out of bounds.
Boy, that was a bad angle on that pass. Not a good pass.
Olasaware and Boyd trying to get things going for LIU Brooklyn right now, but Olasaware on the bench with 3 personal fouls. It's 28-21.
Get an elephant and get big savings on auto insurance. Visit elephant.com today.
LIU Brooklyn 27-21 with 7:21 to go in the first half. Blackbirds hanging around.
Well, they're hanging around because they got a terrific point guard in Jason Brickman, who is second in the nation in returning assist men. And next to Vincent Council of Providence, a terrific play. Hey, he's averaging about eight assists a game. And, you know, another one of those, there's a Texas connection here.
There's
at LIU.
6 guys
it's
on the
amazing. They should call it LIU Texas instead of LIU Brooklyn. And this young man has got great eyes, great vision. And one thing that you don't talk about that much is feel. He's got a great feel for getting the ball to guys in spots on the floor where they can be successful, and that is the sign of a great point guard.
All right, so coming out of this timeout, Maryland going with a full court pressure D. And they get the turnover and the foul. So Wells got the steal and then was immediately fouled by Martin.
Boy, Des Wells is just such a great athlete. I think he might be a better football player with that body. Look, you know, anybody that comes near him is hitting the deck. He's just like bowling people over. So strong and explosive and quick. And the thing about him that Mark Turgeon told me he loves about him, every practice, every drill in practice, he's going 110%. He competes with on every drill, whether it's a suicide or a shooting contest, he wants to win. And that, to me, is the sign of a leader.
That was the 18th foul. Wells 1 of 2. He's got 7 points and 3 rebounds here in the first half. Here's Brickman weaving through traffic. Elasaware on the bench with 3 personal fouls. Trying to get that ball to Boyd.
I don't expect to see Elasaware, by the way, again here in the first half. I mean, if I'm coach, I'm going to say, you know what, man, you got to sit. We need you in the second half.
Martin with a 3 attempt. Front side, no good. Len the rebound for the Terps. That's his 3rd rebound.
Keyshawn Howard's got to make himself a little bit more of a threat.
One dribble, and the jump shot is up and good for Jake Lehman.
And Jake Lehman can really shoot it. 6'9" shooter. Could step out, and a terrific athlete with, by the way, major ups. I mean, he could really rise.
Timeout, LIU. So LIU has got the basketball. They trail by 9. How about that? Elasaware just checked into the lineup.
It's not a deep front line. That's why they got to play him. Boy, Elasaware has put up some major numbers. Top 10 in the Northeast Conference.
Here's Elasaware
scoring,
tonight.
Rebounding, block shots, steals, field goal percentage. He does it all. He just knows how to play, knows how to find open spots, and very quick for his size as well. One of the top players in the Northeast Conference.
So Elasaware walked over to the scorer's table, but is still on the bench. And LIU has now missed their last 7 3-point attempts. They're just 1 of 9.
A little 1-3-1 zone now by Maryland.
Trying to identify that zone. Thompson swings it out to Brickman. Shot out of the corner, up over the top, no good. Julian Boyd with a miss.
Yeah, well, Boyd can make that shot, and he's got to shoot it. He's 43% from 3 in the Northeast Conference.
Now, Jack Perry at the shoot-around this morning here at the Comcast Center. They were talking about that 1-3-1 a little bit, so they were expecting it.
Yeah. There's a lot of film out there, Dave.
8th turnover. Boyd. Brickman in traffic, turns it back out.
I like that. I like that. See how he wheeled out like Steve Nash? Just let me get out of here. Let me find somebody.
Brickman, he can make that shot. He had more than half of the made three-point field goals for LIU Brooklyn in the first 2 games. But then a 10 on the shot clock.
LIU's patient. Nice
pass to
look
Boyd.
at that lead. Woo. Beautiful bounce pass leading, cutting it right through that seam. Slipped it right in there.
Boyd's got 10. Boy, that was a nice pass.
Yes, it was.
Wells inside to Haben. Lost the handle. Another turnover for Maryland. That's 9.
I got to believe Mark Turgeon's going to talk to his team about taking care of the basketball. And a lot of these turnovers that Maryland are throwing, Dave, they're unforced error. They're unforced errors.
Brickman lost this one. That was the 4th turnover.
Look at that. Look at that. It's like a little wraparound, step around pass. He uses his feet to pass very well. This is why he's one of the top assist men in the nation. Love him.
Keyshawn Howard marked by Griggs. Len tried to give him a screen 30 feet from the basket. Allen takes that screen. Here's Mitchell, and they just take the ball right away from him. 10 turnovers.
C.J. Garner did a nice job. Garner digging it out. And he's been quiet this game, C.J. They need C.J. Gardner to score. That's a small backcourt right there.
Garner and Olasaway, local products back in the area. This same floor where they won a state championship back in 2008. We'll have more on that at halftime. Here's Boyd from the top. That's a 2-point field goal.
I think Maryland's got to do a better job contesting shots. And that's kind of where it's an area that they wanted to improve on, even against Moorhead.
Terps look like they were a couple of buckets away from Easy Street. Suddenly it's a 5-point game. Here's Len in traffic. And that is Mitchell stepping on the baseline. That's another turnover. 3:44 to go in the first half. Boyd rising and rocking the rim. LIU on an 8-3 run. They trail by 5.
If you attend, your name is entered into the grand prize drawing. The more games you attend, the better your chances. The winner will be selected at the conclusion of the final home game of the season and receive 2 tickets for the Final Four in Atlanta. Terps fans, are you stuck with tickets that you can't use? Instead of throwing those tickets away, the free Let's Move Down app allows you to sell your tickets to other Terps fans once the game begins. Download the free Let's Move Down mobile app on iTunes or Google Play to help fill the best seats with the best fans. For more information, please visit the Let's Move Down table behind section 208.
.344 to go in our first half. Maryland leads LIU Brooklyn. And a relatively interesting game here. A very entertaining game. LIU Brooklyn is now only down by 5. Glenn Consor, you've been on this court before. You know what it was like to play against the Terps. Not this particular court.
I wasn't on the court. Cole Fieldhouse
came
in 1980 and played against a very good, one of the top teams in the nation, University of Maryland team with Buck Williams and Ernest Graham and Albert King. And I tell you what, I don't think we got a rebound. I don't think we got a rebound as a team that game. They were a big time team, and it wasn't easy to play against those guys.
Look at all the hair he had then and still has now. That's amazing.
That's because it's a wig. No, but it was fun. It was always fun playing. And one of my teammates, Steve Wright, at the time, who was a local guy from Maryland, he came in and lit him up. He had 24. It was great to see. And Steve passed away about 10 years ago, my best friend from leukemia, and there's not a second of the day that goes by I don't think about him.
Brickman got hacked by Allen, no call, kept control of the ball. This is as close as LIU has been since the score was 15-11. Boyd forced that. Good defense by Maryland.
I'll tell you what, the turnovers, really. Maryland can't get a rhythm in their offense because of all the turnovers.
Faust, a quick first step to the bucket. Short side rim, no good.
Didn't like that shot. Here we go. This is what they do.
To the basket. Shot is followed up and good.
And that's
Thompson
okay.
made the follow-up on Garner's miss.
That's okay, because this is what you want. You know, you get that in transition. You missed the first one, 3-on-1 fast break, someone's going to clean it up. It's exactly what LIU wants to do.
Fouls down the lane, tries for the hammer, and an offensive foul.
Wow. Tell you what, LIU is digging in on defense. They have done a spectacular job taking away angles. Look at this. Even the one that wasn't a charge was a block. They are taking charges. They're blocking the paint. They're stepping out. The rotations on the weak side, the help defense has been terrific. Loved what I see from LIU this game.
And you know, the guy who's really been taking the charges has been Boyd. That was another charge he took right there.
Yeah, and LIU's not turning the ball over.
LIU right now with 4 turnovers here in the first half. They can tie this game to the 3. This is for the tie.
Maryland too passive, I think, defensively. They're sitting back. They're not contesting enough. Passes or shots.
Howard. Off to Allen, who got it into Len. He turned away from the traffic. And, you know, that was the move he was showing the other night against Kentucky.
Yes, it was.
You can't stop that.
No. And when you have a weapon like that, when you could step away, out past that box, down low, the block, and he could shoot that 7-foot shot turnaround or drop step you and dunk it.
Plenty of time on the shot clock. We're inside of 2 minutes to go, first half.
Jack Perry has done a great job preparing this team, LIU, for this game. They've done a nice job. Boyd wanted a foul on the original jump shot there, and on that offensive segment, didn't get it.
I'll tell you, Boyd's an interesting player. He's missed so much time because of a heart condition. Was this a foul?
Well, couldn't see it from that angle, but he thought it was. And he's also been fighting what's called a slipping rib syndrome.
Yes.
And he's got a rib that evidently is, it's more towards his back that becomes out of place, and it's very painful. And hasn't been practicing as much as Coach would like him to, Coach Perry, but he's out there battling, and he just kind of fights through it. He wears a big protective pad underneath his uniform.
Here's what's coming up at the half. We'll celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Comcast Center. We'll get you ready for a big football weekend around the ACC, and of course we'll have all your stats and highlights. 2 free throws up and good for Howard.
Love doing games at Maryland. Love it.
Yeah.
It's so much fun here. And the student section is big time, and they pack them in here.
You're talking about Boyd's injuries. You know, Boyd plays with an elbow pad. He has his wrist taped. And because of his heart condition, sometimes he really begins to really sweat uncontrollably when he gets cramps. And once he does, he's done for the game. That happened the other night against Morehead State.
Big
Another
guys
turnover.
Cannot put the ball in the lid. That pass. Good pass. Back to him. You get the ball to Brickman's hands, you're going to get it back when you're open, and that's what you want.
Thompson came into this game just 1 of 10 from outside the arc, and he's hit 2 big confidence-building threes here in the first half. Terps with a 4-point lead. Wells couldn't get the roll. Loose ball inside, and Des Wells put it up and in.
Well, that's what he does. Look how he finishes. And, you know, at the blink of an eye, he can get you 25 points, and it doesn't even look like it is. He just knows how to finish around the basket. A lot of guys that have that ability to take a rebound like that and go right back up with it with that kind of quickness, they're special.
Got about 5-second differential between the shot and the game clock here. Reed up top. Thompson offline with this. That was partially blocked by Allen. Shot clock is off. Final 12 seconds.
Boy, Brickman does a great job. He is a nuisance on defense. Great job helping out on Des Bryant. Des Wells, and he did a nice job of just digging it out. Great hands, footwork. Did I say Des Bryant?
Well, you're thinking about the Cowboys.
I was thinking about football here. Big game coming up here tomorrow.
All right, 10 seconds. Shot clock is off.
Florida State coming in town.
Three on the way, and that's a great shot
Pretty.
by Seth Allen, and that's the way you end the half. Ooh, nearly went. 39-30. Maryland the lead at the break.
Well executed play coming off that screen. Left-handed Seth Allen from the right side going left, pulls the trigger, and he is a big-time scorer. Well executed. Good angles.
So that was a good way for Maryland to finish the first half strong. Mark Turgeon is joining us. Mark, what was your impression of the first 20-minute session?
We weren't very good. It's the bottom line. We didn't play hard for the first time and didn't execute. Had a lot of guys not in sync. Really disappointing, to be quite honest with you.
Mark, it's Glenn. The turnovers in the first half really kind of prevented you guys from getting some rhythm on the offensive end.
Yeah, we're just weak with the basketball and not recognizing, not mentally in tune to the game. Disappointing half.
Mark, thank you. We appreciate it. Mark Turgeon, second-year coach at Maryland. Terps end the half on an 8-3 run over the last 2 minutes, and they've got a 9-point lead at the break, 39-30. When we come back to the Comcast Center, we'll celebrate the 10th anniversary of this facility. You're watching ESPN College Basketball presented by Allstate on ESPN3. Here in College Park, it's halftime. Maryland and LIU Brooklyn battling at the Comcast Center. And speaking of which, Glenn, here in College Park, it's here in College Park, it's halftime. Maryland and LIU Brooklyn battling at the Comcast Center. And speaking of which, Glenn, I mean, this is the 10th anniversary of this facility. What a great place to watch a game. What a great place for Maryland to recruit to.
Absolutely. I remember when this place was first being built, and it was one of the most, I think, invigorating buildings because the University of Maryland really needed it. Replacing Cole Fieldhouse, this place is a high-tech, efficient basketball facility that also does so many other things.
Groundbreaking was in May of 2000. It opened 2 years later in October of 2002. The cost, $125 million to build. That seems reasonable right now.
Yeah.
In addition to the main basketball court, it also features a 1,500-seat gymnasium for volleyball, gymnastics, and wrestling, an academic support center, a 400-seat banquet hall, and then we jump ahead to November the 12th, 2002. They open the doors for the first game, and the opponent, Miami of Ohio, the Red Hawks from the MAC.
This place, Comcast Center, is one of the loudest basketball arenas. When this place is rocking in ACC action, in the ACC, everyone talks about Carmine. Nope, it's not Duke, it's here.
And that team had Steve Blake on it, Drew Nicholas, Taj Holden. It was an athletic team.
Absolutely, and this is a team that also put out a whole bunch of NBA players as well. Will Cox and the rest. Blake.
And on January 25th, 2012, the court was renamed in honor of Gary Williams. The capacity for basketball here is just under 18,000, 17,950 to be exact. Seventh in home attendance in the NCAA last season. More than 2 million fans have passed through here. 4,000 students sit in the LIUmaryland section, named for Gary Williams, of course. And the Terrapins on their home court, very tough.
Yep.
They win 81% of the time over the last decade. And one game that we want to remember tonight was the 2008 Maryland Class 4A state championship game here at Comcast Center. Springbrook High School of Silver Spring taking on Thomas Stone. Why is it significant? Two members of LIU tonight, C.J. Garner and Jamal Olasaware, played in that game. Garner had 23 points. Olasaware had the big bucket late that gave Springbrook the lead for good.
Those guys dominated the Washington, D.C. metro area, winning the state championship. They had a legacy going at the time. It's shifted from Springbrook High School now to Magruder High School. So it's real interesting, and they have fond memories. I talked to both of those guys before. Fond memories of their years at Springbrook High School.
We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll get into ACC football. A big weekend coming tomorrow for the ACC. Also, second half of this game coming up, LIU Brooklyn and the University of Maryland from College Park. Back in a moment. You're watching the ACC on ESPN. Focused on basketball tonight here at the Comcast Center, but Glenn, tomorrow's a big Saturday of college football around the Atlantic Coast Conference. Let's take a peek at the standings in the ACC, and you can see that Florida State controls their own destiny in the Atlantic Division. They own the tiebreaker over Clemson, while in the Coastal, North Carolina, Georgia Tech, and Miami all 4-3.
Big game for Florida State. They could clinch the Atlantic Division with a win tomorrow. Maryland, they play here in College Park, can spoil the party, and if they do, Clemson will win the Atlantic Division.
A quick look around the other games. Virginia Tech at Boston College, out of conference. South Florida at Miami, Duke at Georgia Tech, Clemson will host NC State, and Wake Forest at Notre Dame. Of course, the Fighting Irish, one of the 3 remaining undefeated teams in college football. We'll take a break from the Comcast Center, and when we come back, we'll check highlights and stats of our first half and get you ready for the second half of LIU Brooklyn and the University of Maryland. ESPN College Basketball presented by Allstate. Maryland leads LIU Brooklyn 39-30. Dave Weekly, Glenn Consor here at the Comcast Center. And Glenn, Jamal Olasaware only played 6 minutes because of foul trouble in the first half, but Maryland is helping to keep LIU in this game with a dozen first-half turnovers.
Yeah, too many turnovers. And LIU, conversely, they only have 4 turnovers. They've done a great job taking care of the basketball. It's just they can't keep up with them on the boards. They really get pounded on the boards, and one of those reasons is Alex Len. He's so big and tough matchup. He can back you up, and that little fadeaway shot is almost impossible to block, and I don't care if you're 7 feet because he steps away. Des Wells has been the difference maker. He does a great job of finding spots on the floor where the ball is. That's a knack. Not easy to teach. LIU, tell you what, Boyd really kept them in this game in the first half. In the absence of Olasaware, Boyd could score inside, he could shoot threes, played the mid-range game beautifully. But Brickman I loved also running the break. Olasaware didn't see much of him, but expect to see him look to go inside because he's one of the few guys on LIU's team that can be a threat inside.
You can see the big edge and the turnovers. Maryland with a dozen. Maryland shooting the ball 50%, but LIU has really struggled outside the arc. We'll take a break, come back to get our second half underway. Maryland leads LIU Brooklyn by 9 in the shadow of the Capitol. Hoops presented by Allstate. Okay. Welcome back to the Comcast Center. Second half about to begin. Jack Perry, the head coach at LIU Brooklyn, joins us. Jack, what was your impression of the first half?
Yeah, I thought we played hard on the defensive end. I think, first and foremost, our shot selection is what I thought. Our guys played a little fast, took a few quick threes. And then on the defensive end, we did a pretty good job of crowding the post, which caused some turnovers. But at other times, we were late, and they got too many interior baskets, and obviously they have a big size advantage, and they got, I think, 10 second chance points, which we got to try and contain.
Hey, Jack, you were right. It's Glenn, by the way. I do love Brickman, but I just want to set the record straight. How do you keep these guys off the boards in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of battling all 5 guys. I mean, I think we were late on some second rotations, too, from our smaller guards, which, again, it's going to be an issue. We just got to continue to battle and fight.
Thank you for your time, Jack Perry, head coach at LIU Brooklyn.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Comcast Center. Second half about to begin. Jack Perry, the head coach. Welcome. Oh.
Learn more about Xfinity in the Xfinity Zone outside of Section 123.
Welcome back to the Comcast Center. Second half about to begin. Jack Perry, the head coach at LIU Brooklyn, joins us. Jack, what was your impression of the first half?
Yeah, I thought we played hard on the defensive end. I think, first and foremost, our shot selection is what I thought. Our guys played a little fast, took a few quick threes. And then on the defensive end, we did a pretty good job of crowding the posts, which caused some turnovers. But at other times, we were late, and they got too many interior baskets. And obviously, they have a big size advantage, and they got, I think, 10 second chance points, which you got to try and contain.
Hey, Jack, you were right. It's Glenn, by the way. I do love Brickman, but I just want to set the record straight. How do you keep these guys off the boards in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of battling all 5 guys. I mean, I think we were late on some second rotations, too, from our smaller guards, which, again, it's going to be an issue. We just got to continue to battle and fight.
Thank you for your time, Jack Perry, head coach at LIU Brooklyn.
Thank you.
All right, leading scorers, Boyd has a dozen. Alasaware with 8 in only 6 minutes of play, and Brandon Thompson had 8 points, 2 on 2 big three-point field goals.
Yeah, Boyd is really keeping these guys in there, and Alex Len is just such a tough matchup for LIU. Guess what, Dave? He's going to be a tough matchup, not just for LIU, but for every team in the ACC as well. This Maryland team can go real big if they want to. Layman gets the start here in the second half. He's 6'9". He's going to play that small forward spot right now, and that's going to be interesting. 6'9" small forward. He's got C.J. Garner at 5'9" guarding him.
Wow.
He's 6'9". That's a big delta.
Lynn, shot blocked. And that's a turnover, and the ball belongs to LIU Brooklyn.
Mark Turgeon wanted a foul on that play, and Alex Len
didn't
have that explosiveness on that getting to the rim.
Alasaware's got the ball right now, playing with 3 personal fouls. Goes hard down the lane and loses it. And that's a turnover for the Blackbirds. LIU's last lead was at 7-6.
Well, you heard Mark at halftime. He said, you can't. No rhythm on offense. Too many turnovers in the first half.
Lynn over Boyd. Brickman a rebound. Maryland's biggest lead was 12. Shot sent out. Oh, my goodness. Wells wasn't having any of that.
No. Wells just timed this thing perfectly as C.J. Garner he did the right thing. He went up, tried to draw the foul, went right to I like that move by C.J. Garner because he went to the rim, but Des Wells too explosive.
Brickman tried the floater. Howard could take it on back out.
He's the facilitator. He just kind of stabilizes the offense. I'd like to see Pichon just be a little bit more of a threat with the basketball. He's got to do more instead of just settling his team down. That's too
Shot
much.
Inside.
Too much body. Too much body from Padgett. Too much upper body, Dave.
Ahead the Boyd, and the shot is blocked. And that's Wells again.
Wells is all over the place. So active.
Padgett lost it. Coming back 4-on-2 if they push it. Brickman, the lob.
Pretty.
Put up and in, Alasaware.
He's so accurate with his passes, Brickman. I think I told Coach I loved him, didn't I?
Yeah, I think
Was that
you did
okay?
say
Was that appropriate?
It was okay for if you're
In a basketball
confident with that, I'm good to go with it.
I just love guys that dish like that. I love guys that distribute like that. I love the great passers that have played this game, like Chris Paul and Ernie DiGregorio and Phil Ford and all those guys. I mean, I love passers.
Look at that,
I'm
blocks.
passionate about passers.
We should be passionate about 8 block shots.
Yeah, it's a lot of blocks.
So Boyd is out of the lineup for the moment. And we nearly had Des Wells in our lap.
And that wouldn't have been pretty.
No, that would not have been good.
No.
Len off the baseline, missed it all.
That's a quick shot by Alex. And I think Mark Turgeon wants him to shoot the ball, but within the rhythm of the offense, quick into the 35-second clock. And Coach Turgeon talking to his assistants, Scott Spinelli. Quick shot. See, that's a quick shot. Now, you can normally make that. Layman did a good job of kind of getting to the spot. And this young man's going to be a big-time player before it's all said and done. Great shooter, even though I jinxed him on that. He's got great form. He could step out. Great range on his shot. You saw Scott Spinelli, assistant coach, sitting next to Mark Turgeon, who's one of those guys that I think is a big-time assistant coach, great recruiter, ready for a head coaching job.
That's a Layman missed them both. Olasaware takes it back outside to Brickman. We told you in the first half about how LIU Brooklyn has been living at the free throw line. They have no points there in the game. They are 0 for 2 from the stripe in this game.
And conversely, Maryland has gone a host of times.
Olasaware couldn't get it to hang in there. Thompson's shot is blocked from behind by Lynn. Lob ahead to Layman.
That's what he does. This team runs. The big guys run the floor.
Brickman answers with 3.
You talk about a guy quiets the crowd. Great feel. See, guys that have a great feel for the game, like Brickman, he's saying to himself, you want to see me quiet the crowd? Watch this. After a dunk, comes down and nails it. All of a sudden, this place got real quiet.
You could sense he was feeling the moment.
LIU
Pageant,
that's
offensive foul.
Good call. See, that's the quick feet. That's what Olasaware brings to the table. Quick feet by Olasaware. And there you see Alex Len underneath. He's not leaving his feet. He just stands up and blocks it. And all of a sudden, Maryland off to the races. Pichon, great alley-oop. Layman with the finish. See, when you got guys that are playing the small forward spot that could run the floor like that, this team could go very big, Maryland. You go with Shaquille Clear in the middle.
Thompson trying to get to the rim, and Len, the last line of defense, was there to stop him. Howard, the look away. Pageant, his shot is blocked.
But Gardner, what a great block.
Count it, and a foul.
Oh, we got to see that one again. C.J. Gardner, who is barely 5'8", went up in transition. Watch this. Pageant 6'9". Look at Gardner. He got it nicely. Now he's going to get heat about that. When they go over the film, the Maryland players are going to be all over Pageant with this. You got your shot blocked by a guy that's barely 5'9". What a great defensive play by C.J. Gardner. I love it.
Pageant now.
He's going to get some heat, Dave. Pageant's going to
right.
get some heat. I just gave him some heat.
7 points, 3 rebounds. Reed picked up the foul. He's got 3. Brickman, can he do it again? Short side, no good. Rebound by Howard. Wants to push it. It's a 4-on-3.
Nice.
Dump into Lynn, and Lynn is fouled, and that is going to be the 4th foul on Reed.
So that's a nice pass by Howard, pushing the action. When you have a 7-footer and 2 6'9" forwards that could run the floor like guards, it's a pleasure to have that, a luxury.
46-35. Terps have the lead, 16-10 to go, second half at the Comcast Center. Instruments up. Maryland 46, LIU Brooklyn 35, 16-10 to go. Second half. ESPN College Basketball presented by Allstate. Glenn Consor, it's a block party. Terps have got 9 blocks.
Yeah, and Alex Len's got most of them. Alex Len had 4 blocks against Kentucky, and that's won by LIUman, who did a great job getting back in transition. LIU's blocking some shots too now. And there's Alex Len once again. Gardner got just swatted out of bounds on that play by Des Wells, all over the place. And I thought the best block was C.J. Gardner, though, on Padgett.
Yeah,
that was the block of the game.
Well, I tell you what, there's no getting over it. Maryland is a rugged team in the paint. I mean, think about this, Glenn. They out-rebounded Kentucky 54-38. Yeah. They are out-rebounding their opponents after the first 2 games, plus 12.
And let me tell you something about that, Dave. They can go bigger even. Don't be surprised to see Alex Len play the power forward when Clear is in there, Shaq is in there, and then they can go LIUman. I mean, they can go Faust at the 1. They're a very big team.
Tried to go over the top to Len, and Boyd was a tower of strength, deflected that, and then came up with a rebound.
Brickman doing a nice job of just settling it down. I like how he dribbles in and then pulls it back out to set things up.
And Olasaway is fouled by Des Wells. 46-35. This is college basketball on ESPN3, presented by Allstate. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Maryland's got an 11-point lead, 46-35, 15-44 to go second half. You never know who you're going to find in the Comcast Center. Sasho Soromsky, who is the head soccer coach at Maryland, just won the ACC title, the NCAA tournament starting this weekend, but he can kick back and concentrate on basketball because he's got a first-round bye.
You know, it's interesting, the student section behind us was chanting his name a good portion of the first half, and I wasn't sure who they were chanting, and well, there it is. I mean, he's like the mayor of College Park right now.
All right, so critical time in this game, Glenn Consor, now for LIU Brooklyn. They're down double digits, 15 minutes plus to go in the game. They've got to start getting some buckets and getting some stops, or Maryland's going to put this one in the barn.
Yeah, it's all about defense for LIU, because I'll tell you what, they're not turning it over. They're managing the game offensively. They're taking care of the basketball. They're getting good shots. That's a good shot by Olasaware. I mean, I really think Maryland needs to do a better job contesting shots. There's another block. Olasaware is just everywhere. This is a guy, if you watch him play, he's a senior now, he could play anywhere in the country, anywhere. Any ACC team, any Big Ten team. Watch him come out in transition to block this shot. Great feel for the game, knows angles, could score inside, could step out. Love him.
That was the third block of the game for the Blackbirds. Wells lost it, his footing, got it back to Len, who knows what to do with it. And I know you can appreciate this, Glenn. He never brought that ball down. He kept it up and just flushed it.
Yep, kept it up, and what I like is he gathered his footwork. He made sure his base was set before he went up. A lot of big guys, when they catch it like that, they'll travel.
Alasaware, guarded by Padgett in the paint, and Padgett got a piece of that. Len, oh my goodness.
Well, see, this is where Maryland's tough, because the big guys, the front line runs like Usain Bolt. I mean, those guys run the floor. I mean, that's the big advantage that Maryland has, really, over anybody. I mean, this team runs the floor, and they're athletic, and they can go big, small, doesn't matter.
Alasaware trying to keep LIU Brooklyn in the game. Boy, Len, what a difference between this year and last year. He's added like 33 pounds of muscle.
Looks quicker, he's strong, his footwork has improved. And you know what he is, Dave? He's a 7-foot gym rat. I mean, he lives in the gym, wants to get better.
Look at that, trying to dive for that loose ball, and he's going to be whistled on the personal. Here's his last dunk.
Well, just running the floor. I mean, he just does such a great job. And Alex Len can beat you inside, and there it is in transition. And I tell you what, LIU has done a pretty good job getting back in the transition game so far.
Len, 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 blocks. Could potentially be on his way to a double-double tonight. Well, wholesale changes now for the Terps as Mitchell and Clear come in. Seth Allen and Faust also in the lineup for Maryland.
See, Mitchell and Clear are again, two big bodies where Maryland can go big. That's pretty good defense that time by Clear. Quick release off the bounce. I like guys that can take it off the bounce like that and get their shot off quickly like Boyd.
Boyd's got 14. Here's the dump down to Clear. Clear turns on Boyd, wants to work. And that shot will roll home with the right hand.
Soft touch. That ball hit every part of that rim.
These Maryland freshmen are scary.
They are a very, very deep and young team. And
Boyd again.
Boyd is lighting it up, man. He's starting to feel this is his best game back from last year. He's got his game back, and a little bit of a concern from the LIU coaching staff of kind of where he is right now. But this game is, I think he's shown that he's healthy.
Yeah, Jack Perry was telling us before the game that, you know, he's really not quite in game shape yet. Clear again. Boy's showing a well-rounded game tonight.
Yes. And look at that front line right now in Maryland.
Brickman will take it.
Mitchell, you got Clear, and Des Wells. That's about 9,000 pounds of muscle in some form or fashion.
Brickman trying to keep LIU within shouting distance. The lead is 10. Here's Faust. Boy, quick first step to the bucket. Count it, and a chance at a three-point play.
Nice finish by Faust, who can get to that rim and slash. And what he has, he's got that quick first step too. He does a nice job of protecting the basketball. Look at that soft touch around the rim. Didn't go straight in. That hit rim first, and he still was able to finish.
And Griggs picks up the personal. Faust really struggled from the field against UK. And started the second half on the bench. And nearly got a steal. And Mark Turgeon decided to go with Lehman in the lineup rather than Faust to start the second half.
Got to understand how LIU plays. I mean, they like to run, and Brickman has the ball in his hands 95% of the possessions. So he's going to see a lot of heat. He just knows how to handle the ball and great vision. Look at his head. Head's always up looking. That head never goes down. He never looks at his dribble. Brickman, to me, is the best point guard on the floor.
Lehman thought he got a piece of that, but
he did.
It still went down for Garner.
I think he got some of that, and it still went in. C.J. Gardner's got to start shooting the ball. He's been too passive.
10-point game again. Nearly a steal. Faust, the dump down, and Charles Mitchell with 2.
Nice pass and nice catch by Mitchell. Those internal passes, not easy.
Garner got all the way to the basket. And he'll be at the free throw line when we come back. Maryland's got a 12-point line, a lead. Shaq clear. The running right-hander. Then the jumper off the baseline. And it's starting to set in on Jack Perry, the coach at LIU Brooklyn.
Red boat, and the yellow boat is row 12. Ready, set, go. Chesapeake Beach Resort and Spa, where hospitality beats the bed. All right, students, make some noise for the AAA Red Zone T-shirt cups. Here come those T-shirts, thanks to AAA.
ESPN3 college basketball presented by Allstate. 11:15 to go second half. Maryland has a 10-point lead, but LIU Brooklyn trying to hang in, Glenn Consor.
Well, one of the ways they're going to hang in is by C.J. Gardner, who's playing the 2-guard spot, has got to get a lot more aggressive. Here is where he does. Going to the basket, attacking, getting to the rim. He's a unique player because he can shoot, but he's terrific getting to the rim. And I think he's been a little hesitant and tentative tonight, and this is what they need him to do. They need him to get to the rack. They need his scoring punch.
Well, we knew with the 4 seniors that LIU Brooklyn started the game with that they had not been getting much bench production tonight. And Glenn, that's continued. Maryland's bench has outscored the Blackbirds bench 20-0.
Nice deflection.
How about Boyd with a block? Brickman puts it up and in.
Well, that's how you get back in. A turnover, okay, and a fast break. And this is what LIU, that's classic LIU right there. Like to run, and Brickman gets out on the break. Great pass that time by C.J. Gardner. It's like a hook pass from full court, length of the court, hook pass.
Going to mention this again. Last year, LIU Brooklyn, number 2 in the nation in terms of made free throws per game.
Yep.
Here we are with 10 minutes to go in this game. They have not made a free throw yet. Mitchell spinning, had it and lost it. And Garner comes out of there with it for LIU Brooklyn. 3 on the way. Short side, no good. Maybe too quick of a trigger that time. Seth Allen the rebound.
A little pump fake there and whipped that ball around the perimeter. Probably would have got the LIU Blackbirds a better shot. There's that 3-2 zone. See, they're packing it in now. They're making a statement in Maryland. If you're going to beat us from the outside.
Yeah, this is what Kentucky did. Allen for 3. No good.
See,
Boyd had it briefly.
That's exactly what LIU wants. That ball was whipped around, and Seth Allen took the quick shot. LIU gets the rebound. See, they're packing it in and baiting it. Go ahead and shoot it.
Faust now has 3 personal fouls. Yeah, the athleticism of Maryland is really scary, but we'll hit this point again that somebody has got to step up and make jump shots for them, whether it's Lehman or Faust.
Well, we got a long way to go. We got a good game here. It's an 8-point lead. LIU is managing the ball again. They're so good with the basketball. They don't turn it over.
Boyd, the follow away.
Tough shot.
Had to shoot that one over clear, and that shot was flat. Interesting now that Howard and Allen are in the game together for Maryland.
Smart move by Coach Perry here, playing that zone. Little 2-3 zone. Look at C.J. Gardner, 5'8", underneath the basket. That's what they need. See, C.J. Gardner's playing down low. Even if he misses that shot, Wells was there on the weak side to clean it up because Gardner's only about 5'8".
Mark Turgeon had to like that. A 3-point basket from the wing. And you can see the shooting not very good tonight for LIU Brooklyn. Nice pass. Olasaware slashes to the goal. He's fouled and will step up for 2.
Boy, you talk about a power player. I mean, he is fearless, Olasaware. Attacks the basket without any fear. He doesn't care who's in there. He just goes up strong, gets fouled. And this is what he does. He is a guy that gets to the free throw line. It's amazing how many times he gets to the line per game. In this game, he really hasn't gotten there that much. But against Moorhead in their first 2 games, 19 times. 19! And then against Lafayette, he went 12, and 12 wasn't even enough for him.
Mitchell picked up the personal. That's his second. First point tonight from the line for LIU. And here's the Allen 3-point shot.
Well, they need someone to step up and pull LIU out of that zone a little bit, extend the defense.
Jamal Olasaware with a bonus. Boyd kept it alive.
What a great rebound. From the second position spot, Boyd was able to get that rebound. Look at that pass. Little ball fake. Froze the defense.
Boyd with a hammer.
Love Brickman. Love him. Brickman set that up. Little ball fake. The defense shifted. He shovel passed it inside. There's another turnover possible.
Boyd nearly got that. And Maryland wants a timeout.
And Mark Turgeon does
He's
not
seen enough.
like the way this team is executing against full court pressure.
Boyd's got 18 points now.
See that little ball fake by Brickman? That set the whole play up because it shifted Maryland's offense. Little ball fake, and he bounced it in, came up a little high, and they were able to corral that ball back in for a nice finish. Boyd is having a fine game.
Boyd's got 18 to go along with 7 rebounds. You know, this Maryland team is so young, Glenn. They're going to get a chance to work out some of the kinks here at home. They've really got a home-friendly schedule over the first half of the year. Of their first 15 games, 12 are here at the Comcast Center. Just 1 true road game at Northwestern on November 27th as part of the ACC Big Ten Challenge.
From
see on
what
ESPN.
I'm seeing here, I think Maryland is going to look very different in February than they look now. Because, guys, roles are going to be established, and I think playing time is going to be maybe changed and challenged a little bit by, I think, the bench.
Len fought for it, and once he collected it, he was fouled by Boyd. Maryland upcoming schedule this week. They'll play Lafayette. You and I will be back here next Saturday night for the Georgia Southern game on ESPN3 at Northwestern. ESPN2 part of the ACC Big Ten Challenge, George Mason, and then Maryland Eastern Shore games coming up. And Len just continues to impress from the line.
Yeah, he's a very good shooter. Big men that could shoot free throws are incredibly valuable because he gets fouled a lot too, and he's gonna. Hey, what he just you know what I love about Len? He loves to play. You can tell he loves to play the game.
You know, when he was growing up, he really got involved with gymnastics, and I think that really helped him. And he really liked gymnastics because he had a real thing for Jackie Chan. Baseline drive, counted, and a foul and a chance at a 3-point play for Brandon Thompson.
Tell you what, LIU executes, man. They have good spacing. They're all very good passers. That's Olasaware drawing the traffic, and that's a nice finish inside. But the passing set that up, the crisp passing.
3-point play, and the lead is 7. And LIU Brooklyn, they don't press a lot.
No, they don't press a lot, but what they show is they show token pressure, little 3-quarter court just to slow up and disrupt the rhythm of Maryland's offense, and that's what they want to do. And then they fall back to the 2-3 zone.
Another one. Good shot by Seth Allen.
Yep. You know what? Jack Perry's going to live with that.
Brickman for 3.
Wow, big
He
shot.
answers.
Big. They're not going away. They're like that piece of duct tape that you get stuck on your fingers and you're trying to shake off. That's LIU. They're not going away. Can't get it off. Because right now LIU is playing hard, man. They're moving their feet and they're well coached.
Paget working on Olasaware, and he's got a chance at a three-point play.
That's the advantage. Mark Turgeon did a great job of recognizing, saying, you know what, forget the three-point shot. Let's mix it up a little bit. Shoot threes, then let's go inside.
Got an official timeout, 7:14 to go. A three by Allen, and then Jason Brickman answers for LIU Brooklyn, 68-59.
Show takes fans behind the scenes of the basketball program. The show will be replayed on Comcast Sportsnet at various times and will be available on demand on Terps TV at Terps.com. All right, Buffalo Wild Wings wants you to dance for your dinner. Are you ready to show us your moves? Congratulations, you've won a $25 Buffalo Wild Wings gift card. Buffalo Wild Wings, you have to be there.
Maryland 68, LIU Brooklyn 59, 7:14 to go in our second half. Time for our All-State Good Hands play of the game.
Well, Alex Len, not only can he run the floor, but he's got great hands. Ability to catch the ball in transition, keep it up high, and big guys, it's not easy to do. He's a 7-footer, catches it in the middle of the court, goes up nice and strong with the two-handed flush.
You know, I thought for a second after taking another look at that there was a chance he might have got a technical foul for hanging on the rim there.
Yeah,
but he didn't?
Well, no, because his momentum, you're allowed that momentum swing, and then he came back down. Now, if he would have swung back and then swung back again, then you hit him.
Hey, that's a minor criticism. He's had another strong game.
Yes, he has. 23 points and 12 rebounds and 4 blocks against the University of Kentucky at the Barclays Center, really just down the block from LIU. 3 blocks away, actually.
Paget couldn't hit it. Talking about Len's game the other night against Kentucky as Len picks up the foul. I think what really surprised so many people in that game was the way he dominated Merlins Noel, the #1 recruit in the country who plays for Kentucky.
Well, everybody was there to look at Noel, and Alex Len was doing too many things, especially around the basket. Terrific job by Len, who, I'll tell you what, you know, players play in the wintertime, but they're made in the summer. All that muscle and all that weight he has put on, and he's refined his game. Forget the physical part of it. You still have to play ball. You still have to develop your ball skills, and he's done that.
So Olasaware now looking for his 15th point. Alex Len has 3 personal fouls. Spins out. So the lead is 8.
See, during that timeout, if I'm Mark Turgeon, I'm telling my guys, you know what? You can't let LIU get a rebound when they're shooting a free throw. That's the second position. You can't let that happen.
Des Wells,
Sweet.
knocks it in.
Big time shot right there.
Haven't heard from him in a while.
No, you're going to start.
He's got 11. This is his best game as a Terp after scoring 8 points in each of the first 2 games. Victories against, or rather a loss against Kentucky and a win against Morehead State. Boyd.
See, when you got a guy like Brickman on your team, you can be patient. I mean, a little wheel, handoff, dish off, offensive set by LIU, and all they're trying to do is, maybe look for seams to drive. Maryland packed it in. Des Wells does a nice job of stepping to the spot, using that athleticism, great vertical leap. He could do it all. He's got nice range. If anything, you talk to the coaches, he's so competitive. He wants to win every drill in practice. And I was talking to Scott Spinelli and Mark Turgeon about it. They're like, sometimes he plays too hard. But you got to let him. In that case, you just, go ahead. If you're going to make a mistake playing hard, make it.
So Wells picked up the personal foul, and Thompson hits both free throws, and the lead is 8, inside of 6.5 to go. The next foul by LIU Brooklyn will put Maryland in the bonus.
Alex Len keeping that ball up high. He's the pressure relief spot in the middle of the floor.
Allen, that's his third three-pointer of the half.
Very nice pass from Howard. You got Seth Allen and Pishon Howard do a nice job. Howard did a nice job there. I'll tell you what he did. Dribbled at the seam. Drew the defense. Got Seth Allen maybe one step. That's all he needed to take a nice fresh look at the rim, and he nailed it.
Pishon Howard now, career-high 9 assists in that game. And Glenn, we were talking about who's going to step up for Maryland and hit the three-point shots and the jump shots in general.
Yeah.
Seth Allen saying, "Here I am, coach.
Yep. Use me."
I want to be part of the conversation.
Well, that's when you're sitting on the bench and you watch the game and you go, you know what? I know I can do that. And you're staring down the coach. Put me in.
Maryland now with 22 assists on 28 field goals tonight. Tough shot in traffic for Boyd, and Len clears the glass. Lob ahead for Wells.
Wow, great job by Wells keeping that ball alive. He missed the dunk. That is a tremendous play, not by Alex Len, not by Pishon Howard, but by Des Wells. Watch what Des Wells does. This is why he is a big-time elite finisher. Couldn't finish it, but look how he kept it alive. With the left hand, he kept it alive with the offensive tip, and that led to the basket by Alex Len. Loved that play by Des Wells.
Len a little bit too excited and missed the
I got too excited.
Missed the free throw. That's the first one he's missed tonight. Foul was on Thompson. That's his second. Both teams in a bonus now. 5.5 minutes to go. Len really stuffing the stats. 16 points, 6 rebounds, 4 blocks tonight.
What a pass. What a pass by Brickman. What a pass.
Thompson with another 3.
Cross-court rope. Right across the court. Beautiful to Thompson. He knows where the shooters are.
Thompson had really not shot the ball well from outside the arc until tonight. Len put that ball down where even Brickman could get it.
That was Brickman's 9th assist, by the way.
Oh, nice. Wells off the window.
See, when Wells came to Maryland as a gift, okay, I'm going to call it a gift. But not only was it a gift, you ever get a gift that you really don't need?
Brickman.
There he is again. Did you ever get a gift that you didn't need?
It happens. You re-gift it.
Right, you re-gift it. You see, he was the gift that Maryland needed. The small forward, powerful player, exactly what they needed. I get ties that I don't need.
Howard. Is that his first basket?
I think it is.
Saved by the Terps. Garner out of control. Here comes Maryland back the other way. Reverse, up and in. What a night for Seth Allen.
How about the finish? I thought he was going up on the right side, and then he reversed it. Great body control, concentration. Another great pass by Pishon Howard. Watch this. Think he's going up right side? Nope. Switches it to the left hand on the left side. See, he takes off from the right side here. Great body control and concentration. See how his eyes stayed on the rim? Beautiful finish.
By the way, that was Howard's first basket tonight. 82-68. This is the largest lead for Maryland tonight. ACC preseason poll.
Interesting, huh? Let me tell you something. Maryland, you see, that was before they got the gift of Des Wells. So I'm going to put Maryland up to like 2-3. That's how good I think they're going to be this year.
How about
I think
this?
Miami's going to be very good this year as well. NC State's got the best player, I think, in the ACC, and C.J. Leslie.
How about C.J. Leslie and Wells played high school basketball together?
You think they were a good team?
Yeah, it was a pretty good team.
I like Seth Curry at Duke. I think he's gonna have a breakout year for Coach K.
Well, Duke continued their dominance, at least their recent dominance over Kentucky when they beat them last week. But NC State, Mark Godfrey, boy, you talk about energizing a fan base.
You know what?
Tapping into a rich recruiting area.
When was the last time you saw NC State sitting up there in a preseason poll?
It's been a while.
It's been, I think in the 70s was the last time, and now it's change is good. Change is good. I like that NC State's up there. I think Miami's making a big statement. Jim Laranaga's done a great job getting the right guys in there at Miami. ACC is going to be hot this year.
How about Miami getting beat the other night by Florida Gulf Coast?
Yeah, that's unusual, but it happens, and better now than in the ACC.
That's true. Inside of 4 to go. Olasaware turns, and he'll go back to the free throw line. So now we're starting to see LIU Brooklyn, the way they march to the free throw line. They're starting to wear a path there.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's good coaching by Jack Perry. I saw Florida Gulf Coast, by the way, here last year. They played Maryland, and they're a pretty good basketball team. You know, I think we should eliminate, I don't know how you and I do it, Dave. Maybe we'll do a campaign, but I think we should eliminate the word mid-major. What is a mid-major?
Olasaware will have another shot. Well, that's a great question.
Why are schools like Gonzaga still mid-majors after they always do damage in the NCAAs? They're not a mid-major anymore. What's a mid-major mean?
Well, how about Julian Boyd being nominated for the mid-major player of the year? I mean, if you watch him play, that's almost like...
He's not a mid-major player.
Yeah, it's not a compliment.
He's a big-time player. Let's just call him a major player.
Maryland shooting a sizzling 62% from the field here in the second half. Wells. That shot was partially blocked.
Yes, it was.
Olasaware got it.
Tell you what, LIU challenges shots.
Brickman. Lost it. 3 out of the corner. And up over the top. So Maryland has a 13-point lead, 82-69 with 3:29 to go in our second half. What a game for Seth Allen, the freshman for the Terps. .329 to go. Maryland by 13 over LIU Brooklyn. Glenn Consor, Maryland had 12 turnovers at the half. Here in the second half, they've only had 2. They've really taken good care of the ball. And Des Wells.
That's what Mark Turgeon really wanted to focus on, taking care of the ball. But Des Wells just shows he can do so many things. That's his 3rd block this game. He's got 3 blocks. How about this game he's putting together? In 29 minutes, he's got 2 steals, he's got 5 assists, 3 blocks, and he's only got 2 turnovers, 13 points, and 6 rebounds on 6 of 10 shooting. Other than that,
not much, right? You know what's interesting? You take a look at the highlight package. That's a perfect example of what Wells really brings to Maryland this year on the defensive and the offensive end.
He really does, and he's such an elite finisher and we really haven't seen him that much in transition, but that's really where he excels. And I think what he brings is, with his energy, it's infectious, and everybody kind of tries to follow his lead.
Faust is back in the game now for Maryland. We're talking about the fact that the Terps only have 2 turnovers here in the second half. LIU only has 2 turnovers in the second half. Wells again.
Is the finish.
I guess his ears must have been burning.
Well, you know what else he does? I'm going to tell you something else about Des Wells. We're talking about him on the offensive end. He's the best on-ball defender on Maryland's team, which means he can go out and guard 1s, 2s, 3s, or 4s. Well, they think they're trying to say it's no, it's not a shooting foul.
No, that was really close to an intentional foul.
Yeah, well, that's what Bichon Howard was trying to sign to the official.
Brickman's got 1 foul.
Well, there's the foul, and that's a good foul. I mean, that's okay. There's nothing with that. It's good. No call. Just put him in the line.
Leonard earns the bonus. That is the 9th team foul, or the 8th rather, on LIU. Howard makes a pair. You know, one area that we think Maryland is going to be a lot better in this year is at the free throw line. That was an area where they really struggled last year. Given an indication tonight, they'll be better there. Tip up and in by Julian Boyd.
Well, Olasaware set that up. All that attention. 3 guys came to Olasaware, and that left Boyd open to tip it in.
Can he hit another one? You bet. Seth Allen. Olasaware behind the back dribble. Ahead of the pack. Here's Allen again. What a night.
He's got a big smile on his face, Seth Allen. He's fired up. He's making 3s. He's dunking it.
19 points for the true freshman from Fredericksburg Christian. Well, look at all the white and red around that defensive glass.
Seth Allen, he's one of these guys. I got news for you, man. If he starts shooting the ball with this accuracy, don't expect to see him on the bench ever, because he's exactly what Maryland needs from that spot.
Ooh, boy.
They keep playing. Give LIU Brooklyn a host of credit. They just keep playing. Man, they keep fighting. They're like Joe Frazier.
Can't get him down.
Can't get him down. They just keep throwing punches.
Well, Maryland looks like they're going to win this game. They're up 18 points at 91-73 with 1:44 to go in the game, and you saw that recent run. You got to believe that LIU Brooklyn is going to do well in their league, the Northeast Conference. You saw a couple of teams from the Northeast last night.
Yeah, well, Mount St. Mary's, by the way, is a very good basketball team. They got a new coach in Jamie and Christian, and here's Seth Allen with the finish. I'll tell you what, that was close. He almost missed that. He didn't get up high enough there. He just barely dunked it.
That was a relief dunk.
Yeah, that was, and you know what? If you miss that one, you get heat from the coach. But he's feeling it. He's having fun. He's got a big smile on his face, and I love to see guys have fun when they play. It's nice. See, he's smiling. He's having fun. The guys are messing with him a little bit. He's hot.
What do you think about all the trouble that Maryland had outside the arc against Kentucky at the Barclays Center last week in Brooklyn? Tonight, they are 8 of 12 in their three-point attempts. Allen is smoking from out there, 5 of 6 on his trays.
Well, he hit 2 big threes, huge threes against Kentucky.
And looks like Terps are going to be happy to milk the clock here, and why not?
Tell you what, I'm impressed with LIU. That Northeast Conference is going to be a good one this year because I think LIU's gotten better. Mount St. Mary's is a team that had been on the bottom. I think they're a spoiler type team, very small, but they press all the time. Robert Morris, very good in the conference. Andy Toole's done a nice job with that program, and they're one of the top teams in that conference. Wagner's going to be good as well.
So Len on the travel turns it over.
Tell you what, Mark Turgeon's a perfectionist. You know, he just expects things to be a certain way, and that's good coaching. They love to play for him.
Brickman from way downtown misses. And obviously this was a difficult matchup for LIU Brooklyn tonight. And what do they get for their trouble? They get Kentucky next.
Yeah, well, you know what? Think about how much better this is going to make them come Northeast Conference time. It's just going to, you know, they're going to be battle tested. They're going to have a feel for what they can do. These games help, man. You could, if you execute half the time against a team like Maryland or Kentucky, you could execute 90% of the time against Northeast Conference teams.
Now LIU's playing a really representative schedule, the toughest in school history. They've got 9 teams on their schedule that won at least 19 games last year.
That Northeast Conference, Dave, LIU Brooklyn, obviously, last year they lost in the first round in the NCAAs to Michigan State. The year before, they also made the NCAAs, so there's some history there. They lost to Carolina. Robert Morris with Andy Toole coaching, doing a great job. Wagner. Quinnipiac has one of the top coaches in the country, and Tom Moore, and they're a good team as well. This is a strong conference.
Olasaware hits 1 free throw, another one coming up, and Jack Perry in his first season, a longtime assistant to Jim Ferry, who's moved on to Duquesne. LIU Brooklyn trying to make some history in the NEC by winning 3 consecutive tournament championships. Obviously, it's a 1-bid league, so only one team will go to the NCAAs. Shot clock is off, final seconds.
You know what? LIU's got a lot to be proud of this game. They really battled, and they showed beautiful ball control, execution, and Maryland is just too athletic. I think Maryland is going to be dramatically improved come February. This is going to be a very different-looking team, and I'm impressed with the versatility of the front court players in Maryland. Des Wells, Alex Len, tremendous versatility. Lehman, Charles Mitchell, I mean, they're big and they could run the floor.
So for Maryland tonight, Allen had 19, Alex Len had 18, Wells had 15. For LIU Brooklyn, Olasaware had 16 points, Thompson had 16, Brickman had 14 points and 10 assists. Glenn Consor, final comment.
Well, Maryland's so impressive to me. I mean, it's such a different, if you saw Maryland play last year, they're as different of a looking team as you could possibly imagine. They're bigger, they're stronger. Maryland needed height last year. They had Alex, but he wasn't Alex. Now, this is a team that could bang, run the floor. Now, they get that outside shooter. They're dynamite, and Des Wells, let me tell you, he's the difference maker for this team.
And shooting the ball, that's something Maryland did well tonight. They shot 57% from the field for the game. So for Glenn Consor, I'm Dave Weekley saying so long from College Park, Maryland, where the final score is Maryland 91, LIU Brooklyn 74. To watch our entire game on replay as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to the WatchESPN.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.